If nothing happens, I foresee a very difficult winter. And I don't have all the solutions, but I'm doing my best given the $1.5 billion budget deficit we have.
Every day they look out their windows and they see this where a park should be. And maybe they're questioning why they're paying taxes to the city of Toronto, given that the city doesn't seem to be doing anything about this encampment.
Yeah, I live in the area just up the road. Seeing this tent city kind of grow over the past few months.
David Menzies for Rebel News here at Clarence Park Square in downtown Toronto. And folks, as you can see, this little parkette has been entirely taken over by squatters. And it's a really disgraceful situation. It doesn't look safe. It doesn't look clean. And you got to wonder, all these people in these pricey condo towers, do you think maybe they're suffering from buyer's remorse? That every day they look out their windows and they see this where a park should be? And maybe they're questioning why they're paying taxes to the city of Toronto, given that the city doesn't seem to be doing anything about this encampment. Indeed, last summer, if you can imagine, a new benchmark was reached vis-a-vis hobo entitlement, I guess. Check out this report from the Toronto Sun. Quote, a work crew at Clarence Square Park, a little parkette at Wellington Street and Spadina Avenue, said they have been installing new water mains to replace crumbling infrastructure for the past few weeks. Two of the workers said a few of the residents of the enclosures in the encampment have come over to voice their displeasure with the workers for doing their jobs and become violent and confrontational to the point they had to call the police so they could complete their work, end quote. Can you believe it, folks? Presumably, the noise from the construction equipment was disturbing the sleep of the hobos here, who I suppose like to get up at, the crack of noon.
Yeah, I live in the area just up the road. Seeing this tent city kind of grow over the past few months. It started off with a few people, and then now, it's huge. You can see it behind me.
Now, I have to tell you, as much as I want to hear the stories of the people here, it's pointless. That's because it's downright dangerous. Do you recall when my cameraman Lincoln J and I paid a visit to Trinity Bellwoods Park just a few clicks away from here back in September of 2020? Check out this footage.
Please move. Move. I don't like myself being filmed. You don't have the right to actually smash that camera right now.
I wouldn't do that.
I have the right to smash that camera. By law.
Don't do that.
By law, I have the right to smash that,
You have the right to smash that camera by law?
Yeah, by law, I have to smash that camera.
What law are you quoting? You know, folks, what made the Trinity Bellwoods situation so egregious is that while this homeless encampment was being tolerated, elsewhere in the park, the city had painted so-called social distancing circles, and if you violated the etiquette of the circle, i.e. stepping out of it or having too many people in your circle, by law was going to give you a nice whopping $880 ticket. Unbelievable. Also, the city was fully aware that that crack addict was in possession of a dangerous dog, and again, chose to turn a blind eye. Speaking of man's best friend, the city of Toronto became an international laughingstock last year when it erected a certain sign at an off-leash dog park at St. Andrew's Playground, not very far away from here. The signs warned dog owners to, quote, not allow your dogs to bark and disturb the neighborhood, end quote. Yeah, apparently the geniuses at the City of Toronto believe that dog owners are so many Dr. Doolittles, they can talk to the animals and the animals fully comprehend English.
If I could parley with pachyderms, it's a fairy tale worthy of Hans Andersen or Grimm. A man who walks with the animals, talks with the animals, grunts and squeaks and squawks with the animals.
This is the most exciting thing's ever happened to me, Polynesia. I can't wait to start.
Now, we did reach out to the City of Toronto to get their take on this. Namely, why is it that so many sections of the Trespass Act are not being acted upon? Well, here's what the city said in a statement, and it's a doozy. Quote, the city responds to encampments by using the skill sets, tools, relationships, and authorities of multiple city divisions and community partners to respond to the complex health and safety risks in and around encampments, facilitate access to inside spaces, removal of waste and debris, and ensure shared use spaces are accessible to all. The City of Toronto contracts park security who support community safety, specifically around encampments. A team is currently stationed at Clarence Square Park 24/7 to report any emergencies to 911 and new encampments to city staff so that outreach teams can provide support. Streets to Homes outreach staff and community partners visit various sites daily, focused on building trusting relationships with encampment occupants to help address immediate health and safety needs, assist with referrals to space in the shelter system, and connect people to supports and permanent housing. Across the city's encampments, the majority of tent reductions are a direct result of city and community partner outreach efforts as encampment occupants move to the shelter system or permanent supportive housing. From January 1, 2023 to December 20th, 2023, outreach staff referred approximately 1,477 individuals living outside into the shelter system. Of these, 841 people were from encampments. During the same time frame, the city and its partners also worked to help 208 people living outside secure permanent housing, with 93 from encampments. All members of the community are welcome to use the city's parks, but living in an encampment is a violation of city bylaws. Any decision to initiate a trespass enforcement begins only after outreach and engagement efforts, including referrals to inside space, have been unsuccessful, end quote. I don't even know how to make sense of that gobbledygook, folks. I really don't. But could it be one of the reasons why the city isn't doing anything about this encampment and so many other encampments around Hogtown is due to a ruling by a judge last year? I'm speaking of Michael Valante. He is a justice with the Ontario Superior Court, and he last January rejected a request for an injunction to dismantle a shanty town in Kitchener because there wasn't enough shelter spaces for drug users or couples. Essentially, Justice Valante ruled that the regional municipality of Waterloo could not enforce laws pertaining to trespassing or public safety. It was a ludicrous decision, yet it stands. It has yet to be appealed. And I'm just wondering if one of the reasons Justice Valante came to this decision is due to the fact that, I don't think Justice Valante lives next door to something like this. In the meantime, much to the chagrin of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens, don't expect the City of Toronto to do anything tangible to address a festering mess like this and so many other shanty towns around this city. Right now, we are tragically witnessing Toronto continue its downward spiral into becoming San Francisco North. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. You know, folks, it seems to us that there is just a negligent lack of political will to fix problems that plague cities right across Canada. We've started a petition to address this. Please go to fixourcities.com. That's fixourcities.com. Put your name on that petition and send a message to the local politicians that something like this is completely unacceptable.